Hey, how's it going, guys? DJ Faison20 here, and I'm back with a newer video. Yes, we are going to go on Instagram and go do Would You Rather NFL edition. It's going to be great. They're going to give you two options, and you're going to see which one is better. So, let's get in. So the account I'm using is called NFL Who Would You Rather, and it's on Instagram. It's a great account. It gives you two options, and you're supposed to pick which one you think is better. I think it's great, so go check that out. So the first one we have is, who would you rather have on your fantasy team? Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins? Alright, so this one I may answer in multiple ways. So if I were to pick them in their respective teams, I would have to pick Kirk Cousins in Washington over Oakland Raiders having Derek Carr, only because the Oakland Raiders seem to not be able to protect Carr as much. The receivers are doing not so great. You know, the line is doing not great at all. So in the respective city right now, I'd pick Kirk Cousins. However, if we're saying, like, if I was to make a whole new team and want to pick a quarterback to start on my team, I would pick Derek Carr over Kirk Cousins. Derek Carr has great, unique ability. It's just on the respective teams, I think it's different than if I was to start my own team. So what do you guys think? Next one is, who would I rather have at quarterback? Would I rather have John Elway or Dan Marino? So if I were wanting to win a championship, and I know, I'm sorry Dan, I'd rather have John Elway. John Elway just seemed more clutch, although Dan Marino, let me say, was a clutch quarterback. But in the playoffs, when it comes to that, I feel like John Elway was more of a clutch quarterback than Dan Marino was. John Elway has 2 rings, 5 Super Bowls, when Dan Marino never made it to a Super Bowl. So I know it's unfair, but I would have, if I was to win a championship, I would want John Elway as my quarterback. Next one is a really tough one. You got Walter Payton, or would you rather have Barry Sanders? Wow. Now, if you watched my top 10 running backs of all time, wink, wink, nod, then you would know that who I'd pick in this one. Before I say that, I like to say both running backs are just supreme running backs. They're the top 2 running backs in my book. You have Sweetness and Walter Payton, who could run you over, juke you out, and go those big yardage. And you have Barry Sanders, who only played 10 years, but still racked up over 15,000 yards. If I were to pick which player I want on my team, I'd pick Barry Sanders. Just because, you know, if I didn't have that great of a line, I could rest assured that Barry Sanders could just juke out everybody else on the team. So I know Walter Payton's such a great running back. Don't you dare think I don't think he is. But he is definitely a unique running back. The next one is, which receiver tandem would I rather have on my team? Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce, or Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne? So those of you younger NFL fans may not know who Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt are, but let me tell you, they were amazing receivers with the Rams. You know, you had Kurt Warner at the quarterback, the greatest show on turf. They were forces to be reckoned with. It was really hard to stop them both. Dynamic wideouts. Now, most of you probably know Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Peyton Manning's top 2 targets when he played for the Colts. Both great receivers. This one is a little bit of a toss-up. However, I think a little bit of a more obvious answer would be Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Like I said, Bruce and Holt were amazing receivers, but I could not go against Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. So you tell me who you guys think, but I think that Harrison and Wayne are the better receiving tandem. Next is, would you rather have Marshall Faulk or LaDainian Tomlinson? When I told you these things are difficult, I mean they are difficult. You have Marshall Faulk, greatest show on turf, first and only back ever to have 12,000 yards rushing with 6,000 yards receiving, as I mentioned in my top 10 running backs of all time video, versus LaDainian Tomlinson, who was a touchdown machine. If I had to pick which one would be more valuable to me, I would have to say LaDainian Tomlinson by a bit. I would love to have Marshall Faulk's unique catching and rushing ability, but LaDainian Tomlinson's catching and rushing ability to score touchdowns, I feel, would outweigh the yardage. Yes, yardage is a great deal, but if you're getting touchdowns, it doesn't matter if you're getting yardage. But these two backs are great. Tell me who you'd rather have, but these two backs were great, and it's really hard to pick. Next one and last one, we have, who would you rather have, Brett Favre or Peyton Manning? Man, this one is extremely tough. You got John Madden's favorite player and gunslinger, Brett Favre, and Peyton Manning, son of Papa John. But this one's just tough to decide. You have both guys who put up huge numbers, both with rings, although Peyton Manning has more. The only thing that's going to make me differentiate these two is the interceptions. Brett Favre threw a lot of interceptions, and Peyton Manning was a little bit smarter with the ball in his career. Peyton Manning wasn't that inept to throw picks as Brett Favre was. So I think that would be one of the major factors in my decision. Also, I felt like Peyton Manning was a little bit better of a game manager than Brett Favre. Both tremendous quarterbacks. This probably was the hardest one on this list, but I'd have to pick Peyton Manning over Brett Favre. And that is it for this version of NFL Would You Rather. Again, check out the Instagram account. You know, they have good pictures on there. Tell me who you'd have. On this video, did I pick right? Did I pick wrong? Who would you rather have on your team? And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.
I'll be waiting for you.